Welcome to Stoic Daily Stoicism. In today's video, I want you to forget everything you've been told about attraction, about relationships, and about what it means to connect with women. Because whether you're 25 or 55, chances are you've been fed the same illusion your whole life, that attraction is built on looks, money, or charm. That if you say the right words, buy the right things, or act the right way, you'll earn her interest. But here's the truth that almost no one tells you. None of that creates real connection. None of that builds the kind of energy that makes her think about you long after you've left the room. None of that touches the deeper part of her that craves something raw, authentic, and grounded. Because what really pulls her in, what truly awakens that spark, can be boiled down to two simple words. Two words that carry the power to reframe attraction. End manipulation and restore your masculine center. And no, this isn't about tricks or games. These words don't manipulate. They liberate. They free you from the endless cycle of trying to prove your worth. And they free her from the confusion of modern dating, where every man tries to perform instead of simply being. If you understand the message in this video, you'll stop chasing attention. You'll stop begging for validation. Instead, you'll become the man she cannot ignore. So take a deep breath, brother. Because by the end of this, you'll see attraction, communication, and presence in a completely different light. Point 1. The illusion of effort. Why trying too hard pushes her away? Most men have been raised to believe that the more they give, the more they'll receive. That if they text first, plan everything, compliment endlessly, and keep showing how much they care, they'll win her heart. But that's not attraction. That's performance. And performance always hides insecurity. A man who's grounded in himself doesn't perform. He radiates. He doesn't chase energy. He creates it. Think of it like a flame and oxygen. The flame doesn't chase oxygen. It simply burns. And because it burns, oxygen is drawn toward it naturally. Attraction works the same way. The man who burns with quiet purpose and calm confidence doesn't have to prove himself. She feels him. She senses his presence. Let's look at an example. A man named Daniel had been through several relationships that ended the same way. Strong at the start, distant by the end. He'd always been the one trying harder, sending gifts, initiating every conversation, trying to make her happy. But he didn't realize he was sending a silent message. You are the prize. I am chasing your approval. That energy, though disguised as affection, drains attraction. Because a woman doesn't want a man who loses himself trying to keep her. She wants a man who can keep himself even when she tests him. Stoicism teaches us that peace and power come from within, not from external validation. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." When you live from that truth, you stop trying to control the outcome. You stop trying to make her feel something. You simply become, and that's when everything shifts. 2. The hidden test. Every woman feels your frame. Every interaction with a woman has an invisible layer. Beneath her words, beneath the smiles and laughter, she's subconsciously sensing one thing. Your frame. Your frame is your emotional center, your groundedness, your sense of self that doesn't waver based on how someone treats you. Most men fail here because their frame collapses the moment things don't go their way. She takes longer to reply. He panics. She cancels plans. He spirals. She's quiet. He fills the silence, but a man with a strong frame doesn't move from reaction. He moves from choice. Imagine this scenario. You're out to dinner. She's distracted, glancing at her phone. Most men get anxious. Their minds racing. Is she bored? Am I losing her? And they start overcompensating. A grounded man, on the other hand, leans back, takes a sip, and stays calm. He doesn't need to reclaim her attention because he never lost his own. That's what women feel. That's what makes them lean in. It's not arrogance. It's presence. It's self-respect. Epictetus said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." When you master your emotions, you automatically pass her deepest test. The one she doesn't even know she's giving. Point 3. The power of curiosity. Why mystery fuels. Desire here's something you need to understand. Women are drawn to mystery, not because they like games, but because curiosity fuels desire. When you over-explain, when you overshare, when you make everything predictable, you kill the unknown. And when the unknown dies, attraction fades. This doesn't mean you hide who you are. It means you don't rush to fill every silence with words or every question with a monologue. Let her wonder about you. Let her feel that there's more beneath the surface. The Stoics understood this long before psychology caught up. They practiced measured speech, saying only what was necessary, nothing more. Because when you speak with intention, your words carry weight. Let's take an example. A man named Eric, confident and successful, was on a date. The woman asked about his past relationships. Most men would launch into an explanation, maybe even try to justify why things ended. But Eric simply smiled and said, "It's not important." Those two words changed the entire energy of the conversation. Suddenly she was curious. Her imagination filled in the blanks. That's the secret. You create curiosity not by saying more, but by saying less. With presence. When a man stops trying to impress, his silence becomes magnetic for the two words. That reframe everything now. Let's get to the heart of this entire video. The two words that flip the script of attraction. You decide. Simple, direct, grounded. These two words carry the power to end neediness and ignite connection. Why? Because they hand back freedom while maintaining your frame. Most men believe that leadership in relationships means control. They think being masculine means making every decision, planning everything, directing every moment. But true leadership is rooted in confidence, and confidence allows choice. When you say you decide, you're not giving up power. You're demonstrating that your value doesn't depend on the outcome. She feels that instantly. It communicates. I trust myself enough to let go. I don't need to control this moment to be at peace. And ironically, that's what makes her trust you more, because when she feels safe to choose, she feels free to desire. 5. Control versus presence. The silent killer of connection here. The paradox. Men who try to control women lose them. Men who trust themselves attract them. Control comes from fear. Fear of losing her. Fear of rejection. Fear of not being enough. Presence, however, comes from faith, not in her, but in yourself. The Stoics taught this through practice. They would visualize loss, pain, and uncertainty not to invite them, but to build strength through acceptance. When you let go of control, you don't become passive. You become peaceful. You stop clinging to what you can't control and focus only on what you can. Your own thoughts, words, and actions. That's the kind of energy that women feel safe around. Freedom, not force, builds attraction. 6. The silent test. When she pulls away from a man, at some point, experiences this. Things are going great. Then suddenly she becomes distant. Replies slow down. Interest fades. Most men panic. They double text. They overthink. They start chasing. But what she's really doing, consciously or unconsciously, is testing your frame. When you respond with calm detachment, when you can simply say your choice and move on, everything changes, because now she feels your groundedness. She feels that you're not shaken by uncertainty. A woman tests a man not because she wants to destroy his peace, but because she wants to feel that it's real. When you pass the test, she relaxes. She feels safe. You don't need to win her over. You just need to stand still. 7. Respect over validation. The core of masculine energy. Compliments are easy. Respect is earned. A weak man gives compliments, hoping to be liked. A strong man gives respect when it's deserved. When you tell a woman, "Show me," you're not being dismissive. You're setting a standard. You're saying, "I don't give my attention cheaply." And that's powerful, because women respect the man who respects himself. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. Be the man who sets the tone, who doesn't seek approval but lives by his own standards." That's where attraction grows. 8. The Stoic Secret. Power and detachment. The modern world confuses detachment with indifference. They are not the same. Indifference is apathy, the absence of care. Detachment is mastery, the ability to care deeply without losing yourself. When you're detached, you can love without clinging. You can connect without needing. That's the ultimate Stoic power. Emotional control without emotional suppression. When you embody this, your presence changes. You speak slower. You listen more. You stop reacting and you start observing. And women feel it. They can sense when a man's peace is unshakable. It's rare. It's magnetic. 9. The energy behind the words. Let's be clear. The two words aren't magic spells. It's not about you decide or your choice as a trick. It's about the energy behind them. If you say them from fear, they fall flat. If you say them from strength, they carry gravity. A weak man imitates the words. A strong man embodies the mindset. Because women don't just hear your words, they feel your energy. They feel the weight of your pauses, the steadiness of your tone, the confidence behind your eyes. The difference is invisible but unmistakable. 10. Becoming the man. We can say less and mean.